We're here today in beautiful Godstone to meet Karen and Matt to talk about their heat pump and solar, which Elite Renewables installed a few years back. So let's go meet them and find out what it's been like living with a heat pump. So Karen and Matt, thanks for inviting us over to see your lovely heat pump installation. What has living with a heat pump been like for you?
Seamless, really. The controls took a little bit of learning now that it's all on an app and everything's controlled essentially from your phone, but it's been relatively easy to get used to.
And did you have any sort of preconceptions? Did you have any concerns about getting it?
The stuff that you read online about, can't warm it up in the same way, it's just not true. Our house is perfectly warm enough for me. I think it's got really intelligent controls that can test the outside temperature and make adjustments, based on that, so you do never get cold. It's just knowing that the heat isn't quite as instant. It's got that just a little bit longer to get up to temperature, but it all feels perfectly warm all year round.
That's something we hear a lot, that there's a very even heat because it's so constant and you don't have such high temperatures through your radiator.
Exactly, so you don't have that concern about kids, leaning against the radiators and burning themselves. So no, it's just perfectly warm.
And you've obviously got the solar as well, which should help to bring down some of the costs for you. Would you know what your energy costs would be sort of before heat pump and after heat pump with the combination of the solar?
We were talking about that earlier because we started doing a fairly large extension, and then all the energy utility prices skyrocketed, so that we don't really have a kind of proper comparison point. But we're definitely not spending any more now than before all that happened. So don't know what the kind of exact difference is, but yeah, really happy with it, especially with adding the solar. It makes a huge difference.
And with the solar panels, there was a month in the height of summer where we had a net import of zero.
Right.
Everything the house needed during that month was generated by the panel.
Very satisfying.
Absolutely.
Definitely. And not just the house, the car as well.
That's right, yeah. And the smart technology that links the solar panels to all of the things that might need priority from the power. So it can prioritise the hot water when that's needed. It can prioritise charging the electric car through the power that's brought in through the solar panels, and the smart technology then again being able to be controlled through your phone through a really easy usable app has made it really, really convenient.
And how much thought do you have to put into that? Because someone who's listening who has a gas boiler might be thinking, well, I don't have to use an app at all for my heating at the moment. Why do I need to use another app for my life? Is this something that you have to work at constantly, or is it pretty set and forget for you?
When it was all put in, we were given a quick overview, and the team helped set everything up based on asking us questions about how we live and preferences that we have. I think we've made a couple of tweaks since then, but it just all runs itself. All I do is when we go away, I put it in away mode just so that it does turn down the thermostat, so it's not heating it quite so much. And that is pretty much it. Again, with the car, we've preset some controls, so it just plugs in the car now and it does its thing.
And how did you find the experience working with Elite Renewables, and would you recommend us to others? No pressure.
No, absolutely we would. It was fantastic all through from the design stage through to the build, and like Karen was saying, with the support with all the technical pieces after everything was in place. So from start to finish, absolutely, the experience with Elite was top notch. They're very well named, and would absolutely recommend them to anyone.
Well, thanks Karen and Matt, appreciate it.